You're probably wondering how I went from a struggling engineering student to making more than a neurosurgeon in 6 months' time. Now, if you don't believe me, here's a look at some of my pay stubs from the age of 22 to 23, where as you can see here, I was clearing about $40,000 to $60,000 USD per month. Now, contrary to popular belief, I didn't have rich parents or the right vehicle to put my time and energy into. I just heard the same old story of go to school, get a degree, get a job, work for 20 plus years, and you'll be all right. Well, like most young men, I wanted to be wildly successful, and I didn't want to be wildly successful in my 60s. I wanted to be wildly successful now, and I didn't realize that this was even a possibility for me until I saw this video by Mark Cuban. Look at this.
I'm going to give you some quick and dirty rules that every entrepreneur needs to be aware of. Number one, sales cures all. There's never been a company in the history of companies that's ever succeeded without sales. Anybody who's ever told you, don't worry about sales, you can grow it and then worry about sales later, they're lying to you. They will fail, you will fail. You have to be able to sell. And do you know who the biggest salesperson in your company has to be? You.
Now, this video brought me to the conclusion that the number one wealth building skill is sales. And this is coming from a billionaire, someone that at the time knew far more than I do and still does. If he knows that sales is the number one component to success, then the only thing that's missing is the leverage that's applied to it. And the great thing about a high income skill is as we get better at the skill, we increase our leverage. Now, when you have a high leverage skill and a high leverage industry, that's where you accomplish true financial success. And there's a multi-billion-dollar industry right now that's in dire need of salespeople. And that industry is the online education space. Being a salesperson or the sales space is not new whatsoever, but the industry that it's applied to is something that is emerging, something that is growing year over year and is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And that industry is the online education space. Now think to yourself, in the last 30 days, how many ads have you been hit with from course creators, mentorships, real estate coaches, credit coaches, and so on and so forth? Who's taking their sales calls? Well, we've set up the Stratton sales agency that basically staffs these companies with high-level salespeople in order for them to scale and grow their business.